Action Space was launched back in the 1960s with the purpose of providing arts opportunities or access to arts for people with learning disabilities. We work with a lot of people who in another life probably would have gone to art college, would be exhibiting at galleries. So we just give them an opportunity to do that.
Well, when people come to Action Space, we don't get a list necessarily of their disabilities. They come from different various groups, and so we don't know actually what disabilities people have, which is great really, I think, because you just take individuals as they are in the way that they work.
There's no pressure, or you must do this or you must do that. Sometimes you're free to flow and see what you shall find and sort of see the different areas of art which you wish to place yourself into. And here especially is, with the staff here especially, they do help you as much as they can.
I think you're all doing fantastically well. You've all got the shapes and lots of interest going in the masks. So it's now really time for the last part of the session to really try and hone in your details and really make it as interesting and just as you want it. So really think about the hair or the shapes or the features. Really try and hone those in now. Okay? But you're doing fantastically. They're so interesting, so very different.
The Mentoring Skills Training course was part of a wider project that we did with Attend, which was funded by the Department of Health, Section 64. The purpose of the project was to provide creative and professional development opportunities for artists with learning disabilities. What we really wanted was them to learn the skills to be assistant tutors and mentors. So everything from learning, from empathy, the whole thing about being able to listen properly, learning the difference between guiding, advising and instructing, all of the skills that you need to be a good teacher. The MASK project, we worked jointly with Attend in developing the course. Attend had done a lot of work in training the trainer, training teachers, training facilitators. We of course knew the visual arts side. So we worked closely with them to develop a course manual which took the train the trainer section but also used our visual arts as a medium for communicating.
The philosophy was one that everybody has the ability to help other people to learn. And it's quite an empowering position to be in if you can help other people to learn and develop their skills. It helps you to focus on other people's needs, and particularly in the environment of learning disabilities, we felt that it was a very useful concept, and many experienced organisations will be able to take the programme and turn it to really good use and have benefit from a range of areas.
Yeah, I think I've learned a lot from it. About how to encourage people, motivate people, and how to give praise every now and then. They do great work, and I just found that they it was very good. I enjoyed the course, and I felt that I took a lot from it. And I felt that it built my confidence as well as my self-esteem in going off to help such people.
Each other.
So it was great.
People with learning disabilities, their experience of life is often from a very passive point of view. Often they have decisions made for them, they're told what to do. People think, obviously for very benevolent reasons, but they don't often take an active part in making decisions about their life. Their experience of life has been about focusing on what they can't do and focusing on failure. So it was being able to give them confidence that yes, there is something that you can do and you can share that with other people and you can give that to other people. Also, they don't often have an opportunity to give back, to do for others. So one of the first things was really broadening their way of thinking, giving them an overview. A lot of them have a very egocentric view of life, which comes from the passivity. So the first thing was encouraging them to look up, to realize that there are other people who think differently, who approach things differently, who have different knowledge, different experience. Being able to empathize, being able to say, okay, I know how to make this mask, but this person I'm working with doesn't know, so what do I need to tell them? but how can I do that in a way that I'm not instructing them, but I'm actually just giving them what they need and supporting them in doing it themselves?
One would be actually helping the other person, like to make a mask. So we would actually tell them how to make a mask, and if they needed help, then we'll be there. But we wouldn't just butt in.
What sort of things did he help you with?
Making the actual face in the mask and a bit more to stand out in texture. So your nose stands up, the mouth, and the actual teeth stand out.
I would highly recommend this. As I say, the group that I've taught, we encourage them to have problem-solving skills, to work as a team, to work as a partnership, to think of other people, to think outside of their box. The confidence that they gained was immense. A lot of them felt really, really excited that they were achieving something, and something that was going to be accredited, and they really felt that they had a goal that they were aiming towards. And when they succeeded in that goal, they felt very proud of themselves, which I think is so important. Really captured the face very well. Well done, guys. I think you worked as a good team.
I think when you're a mentor, I think it's good to help the person, but in a way you have to step back and make them mistakes, and when they have made the mistakes, point out to them where they've gone wrong. But that actually forced them. Just actually tell them, and always, try and always encourage them. And I think the more you encourage a person, the more they will feel happy, and I think that will give them confidence as well.
What we're trying to do is to make sure this programme isn't just an ad hoc, one-off sort of initiative. It's got sort of longevity, and it will leave some sort of legacy for the wider environment of learning, disability, volunteering, and potential employment as well.
So do you think that these kind of things that you were learning in terms of explaining stuff to people, is that going to be that's going to be good outside of this centre as well?
Yeah.
Can you talk about that as well?
I think it will help us go out and help in other institutions like this, where there's people that
who need help,
who need the help and need to get, who need to explain things and stuff.
So is that something that you think that it will be useful to the future as well?
I think it'd be useful for the future. And it'd be good because it'd benefit both people, both parties as well. So it's
The pilot programme with Action Space was really quite key. It was a really good experience for all involved, but at the same time it was a really good learning experience for us to find out what are the real challenges of running this sort of course, what are the potential pitfalls we need to avoid, and then what do we do to make sure that it's more effective in the future. That programme was done in a visual arts context, but the programme can happen in all, in a range of contexts. So the next course we're running with an organisation called Haringey Shed, that's a dramatic arts context.
I would very much encourage other people to take up this course. It's been hugely beneficial for all of the people who've taken part. I think a lot of us don't understand how to give to other people. I think it'd probably be very beneficial for all of us as well, actually. But yeah, hugely recommended. It's been great, and certainly I've seen the people who took part of it, since have they have blossomed. Just the fact that when they come in, they come into the office, they say hello, they're a lot more confident in themselves. Yeah.